Hello everyone and welcome to this new Minecraft video. Today I'm here again with my encoded floor placer for the version 2 of this machine, and I'm here for show you what it changed and what I improved on this machine. Okay, before starting I want to say thanks to Crispy Cade that on my Discord he told me a couple of really useful things about this machine, which I used for change it, improve it, and now I'm here for explain you what you can do for improve the machine and make beautiful floor perimeter. So if you have seen the first version of this floor placer, you see that I changed from furnace to droppers. This is the first version, as you can see it uses furnace. But the real question is why I changed from furnace to droppers? Well, the explanation is very simple. With furnace we can have only 10 different blocks for our floor pattern. But if you use droppers, we can have up to 15 blocks. And so we have increased the number of blocks that you can use in your floor pattern. Okay, normally we cannot use, for example, a dropper like that, because as you can see, every time we are going to drop an item from the dropper, and obviously this will be a problem. So we found a solution, which is very simple. You need to power the dropper, and then you can simply use it like the furnace. And so, as you can see, now it works perfectly. And we are not losing any items. So I not found that solution when I made the first version of this machine, but thanks to Crispy Cade on Discord, he told me that we can use droppers instead of furnace, and by placing a redstone signal under the dropper, I use the redstone block because they are easier to place. We can simply keep the dropper on, and in this way we can use it for have 15 different blocks. So this is the biggest update that I did on this machine, but it's not all. In fact, in the version that I leave in the description, there was a problem. Essentially, the machine here for a full perimeter floor, it doesn't work very well. But what is the real problem? Well, the real problem is that when we finish to build the first line of the floor, we need to move the machine one block forward. Then the machine sends a redstone signal to the floor pattern. The floor pattern stops by sending all the redstone signals and move on to the next line. So it works perfectly, but there is a problem. The time that we need for transport the redstone signal from the machine to here is not instantly. We need to wait a few seconds, and in a few seconds the machine probably is going to give you more items of the old line, or in particular the line that we already used. So we have more blocks that are not useful that are being placed into the new line, and we need to avoid it. So for avoid this problem, I changed completely the design. So as you can see, there is not the redstone line anymore, and now it's completely automatic here into the machine. Really, I've not changed a lot, but here I add a counter. Well, simply here there is a dropper and a few blocks inside. In this case, I said to the machine that I want to print the pattern only for 3 times. So my machine is going to print here 1, 2, 3 chunks, and then it's going to move one line forward. So in this way, we can simply say to the machine, hey, I want to print only this number of chunks, and then please move on to the next line. So I think that this is very useful because we don't need to build a very long redstone line over here, and we have no problems of buffer overflow, I think. that is it. And we need only simply to put the items here. I have not tested because obviously this is going to take a lot of time, but I think that with more than 83 items here inside, this counter is going to break. So I think that with this machine, we cannot print more than 83 chunks in a row. Well, I don't think that there is someone that is going to make 83 chunks by 83 perimeter floor, but if someone is want to do it, well, I think that you need to build this machine 2 times. Another things over here, there is an item inside, and in particular I put an axe. And no, you cannot use, for example, only a concrete block, but you need to use a non-stackable item here inside, so this is very important. A small explanation of this system: every time that we print all the items of one line, the system come here and drop an item inside the other dropper. Then it's going to repeat this for every items that there is here inside. When there are not items here inside anymore, this system send a redstone signal to this shift binary register, which switch to the next line. In the meantime, the system here for count the number of chunks that we need to print, drop the item from here to the dropper right there, is going to use this clock and send all the items back into the first dropper. And obviously in the end we have the axe again in the first spot. Very important, but if you use the schematics, you're gonna see here there was a concrete block in the beginning, but right now I changed it from the concrete block to the stone slab over here, because if you leave here a concrete block, this dropper is going to be powered by quasi-conductivity, and for that we need to avoid it. For the rest, the machine is the same, so I've changed nothing else. Obviously, you can always stop the machine whenever you want and resume whenever you want. You can always use a bot over here, and you can always change the stream how much you want. And always you can use this machine 2 times for build one layer and again another one on top. Here on the demo that you will find in the word download, I've not used 10 blocks of pattern, but I reuse the same pattern of the old version, but you can add, if you want, 5 more blocks here to your pattern. Now let's talk about small things that we can improve with this machine. So this is only theory and is not practical, so I've not made this system, so it will not work. I'm only talking about theory. Technically, it's possible to print with this machine a 32 by 32 pattern, but right now the machine cannot do that. And you probably can ask me why it cannot. Well, the system that I use here for send direction signal is only for one direction. But I see that if in some way you change here the system of the repeaters, and you found a solution for put other repeaters and turn off the redstone torches from this side to the other one, well, we can send the redstone signal from here to there. And so we have 2 directions. Then we need only to change in other 2 directions, because in this case we are going to print normally from this corner to this corner, and if we change from the left to the right, we can print from the right corner to the left corner. Right now we need only to change from this top corner to the other one over here, And for doing this, we need a system that change also the shift binary from the left side to the right side, because right now you can only go in this direction. But if you find a solution for going this direction too, well, you can print a 32 by 32 system. Okay, but why I told you how can you make a 32 pattern and I've not made it? Well, I not a lot of time for work on this, so I cannot make the entire system. And also there are a lot of things to change and probably you need to watch the entire system and rebuild it from zero, because probably I don't know if you can still use all these redstone circuits. But if you are so lucky and you found a solution for use this machine and this circuit by adding a system for change the direction of the redstone signal incoming into the data stream, well, I think that it will be very, very, very slow. So right now for printing the floor, this machine take a lot of time only for a 16 by 16 pattern. And I'm not sure, but I think for a 32 by 32 pattern, it will take more time for bit printing. So if you want to try to make a 32 by 32 system, but I don't think that is the best idea ever for this machine. I recommend you to make a new circuit, because this could be very slow with a 32 by 32 pattern. Oh yeah, for a pattern bigger than a 32, like a 64 by 64 and so on, this machine cannot work. You can still use it for a 32 by 32 technically, if you change the redstone circuit, but for a 64 and so on, you cannot use it because the pattern changed a lot. Okay, so if in the future I'm going to make a 32 by 32 pattern for the perimeter floor, I'm going to publish the machine, obviously. But for today, I think that I'm going to stop here. So this was a very simple video, explanation and update on this machine, because I think that is very useful. I want again to say thanks to Crispy Cade that told me on Discord that there was a problem and that I can use droppers instead of furnace, and nothing. See you in the next video. Bye!